Well, welcome to this episode of Sooner Legends Podcast. I'm your host, Mike the Legend. And guys, you always hear the topic wipe your feet. I just got new carpet. Take your damn shoes off. I got new carpet. But give us a like, give us a share. Uh, got the ever so dapper and young man, Coach Ricks, with me, the Spyro Oklahoma Flash. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How you doing, bud?
Oh, I'm living a dream, brother.
I
Living a
ain't been
dream.
I ain't been called that in a long time.
Yeah, the Spyro Oklahoma Flash.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's
Well,
uh it's
oh,
good to be
go
on your
ahead,
show,
Coach.
man. Good to be on your show, man. Good.
Oh, great having you, Coach. Great having you. You're since I've been on a few shows with you with Jason. I mean, you're an asset to this world, to this podcasting world, Coach, with your insights.
Well, I appreciate
Good
it, man.
evening,
I just
Frankie.
try to give people an insight. I mean, uh you guys have done something, man, that I'm wanting to do. Talk about sports, talk about OU, and I'm late to the party, but at the same point in time, man, I try to bring another perspective from the coaching side because we see things on TV and we get very adamant about what we see, and we are so passionate as fans. I'm passionate as well, but then I have
Mm-hmm.
to try to look at it from a coach's side and say, hey, these guys are putting in everything they can. And then sometimes, man, they have that quicksand mentality to where one thing bad happened, then the next thing happened, then the next thing happened, and the next thing you know, overwhelmed with a lot of negativity and everything, man, and you just can't seem to get anything right.
Right.
So hopefully, uh, the negative things we heard about Seth, hopefully and everything, it was true and that is gone now. So I'm very optimistic on how things are going to be this Sunday, excuse me, this Saturday. So
Mm-hmm.
let's just wait and see.
Yeah. I'm I'm not expecting a miracle Saturday, so to
Okay.
speak. I know Coach, and I've never coached a game. I've only played 8-man football, but even me as a fan knows there's nothing fixed overnight.
No.
And this is going to take a little time, but would maybe with Joe John Finley in there and Seth out a fresh new perspective, a fresh new set of eyes. And from what I've been hearing through people I know is that the players have a little bit more bounce in their step and a little bit more pride in herself. Hello, First Lady. So maybe this is something that will give us a spark Saturday.
I'm pretty sure that it will. When I coached and I missed some games, that extra voice sometimes, man, it's a good thing. Sometimes it's a bad thing. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you just have to make sure that you have the right guys around you that have the same philosophy as yourself. And that's hard to
Right.
do, man, because everybody wants to make a name for themselves. Everybody doesn't want to be an assistant for a long period of time. They want to be the head dog. But
Right.
uh, I had to learn, I had to wait my turn. And when I worked for someone, I was a defensive coordinator, I was a D back coach. I was a D back coach first. And I had, even though the coach wanted me to do one thing, I knew the opposite would work. But I had to go by his game plan because he's the head coach.
Right.
And then it took me to say, hey, I understand what you're doing, but I've played cornerback in college. I played it at the high level. This is what these guys need to start doing. And when we start
Mm-hmm.
doing, he started to notice that the tenacious defense and the because I don't believe in that 10 yards off. I'm bump and run
Yeah.
because
Exactly, Coach.
we grew up in the 80s and 90s to where, well, in Spyro, when you had D backs, we wasn't worrying about nobody outrunning us. You ain't gonna run by
Mm-mm.
me. You ain't gonna
Oh
run by
heck
me.
no.
So when you go on a 9 route, I'm right there in your back pocket. Or if you do a
Yep.
slant or whatever. So I'm teaching these kids that don't be afraid to fail. You have to put this into their DNA that hey, if you're gonna play at a high level, you're gonna have to bump and run. you're going to have to get in their back pocket and make everybody uncomfortable. So
Yeah,
I'm hoping for a turnaround. I mean, it might not be a win, but as long as I can see improvement, as long as I can
yeah.
see that we're scoring points and it's not a blowout. If we score more than 9 points, I'd be happy as hell.
Me too, coach. And you know, as with anything, we as Sooner fans, we have to take our L's with our W's,
Yeah,
but I've always been at the mindset, and me and Chickens talked about this a bunch over the phone. It's not if you lose, it's how you lose.
yeah,
And getting blowed out two games in a row, my God, that's, as Shaq would say, that's terrible, you
oh yeah,
know. And so what I'm looking for this Saturday, even if we get beat, I don't I don't want to see us get blowed out of the game with 3 minutes in the first
yeah,
quarter.
yeah,
Now I tell you, when you and I was talking in the green room just a second ago, I listened to Gabe and Gabe and Teddy's new pod that they had with they're in the weeds with Cale Gundy, and Cale Gundy, like I told you, said that our offense is lacking confidence, and Cale
yeah,
said that it's going to have to go beyond the playing field, the film room. He's going to have to. They're going to have to actually, get outside of football, and that
yeah.
will build these players' confidence. And also, I heard Kale say that you and Jason's been harping on since I've known you. Take shots downfield, because one of three things is going to happen. You're either going to get a completion, a PI, or an incompletion.
you you
But
can't be scared to take shots because I mean, if you don't take shots and then you get forced to take shots, that's when mistakes happen because now you're having to do something to what? Please the mass, please the
yeah,
fans, please this and that. If we get back to basic 101 OU DNA football,
hmm,
we might be able to conjure up a win. Now I know
yeah,
injuries are still kicking us in the ass.
hmm,
But I don't know any other program, man, that has lost their top 6 receivers
like we have.
and yeah, and still I mean, that's a hard thing, man, that you you can always throw a running back in there and run and get some yardage. You can always throw an offensive line or a tackle. You should. But a wide
Hmm.
receiver, man, is just different. If you got the timing down with the quarterback that you've been doing all preseason, and now regular season here, and you got to throw a whole new 6 in there. Everybody's timing's off because
Exactly.
A, you never ran with the ones.
Right.
B, you're scared to make any mistakes because right now the emphasis is on don't make mistakes. When you say don't make a mistake, what's the first thing they're gonna do? Make a
They're
mistake.
going to make a mistake.
So I think it's just very unfortunate, man, that we got dealt a bad hand with all of our
Yeah.
receivers being down because no one really knows the true OU for this season because we've been injury bitten so much on the offensive line, running backs being out, wide receivers being out. The defense has been the only thing that's held us. Uh, well, they held us together like super glue, but right now it's like
Yeah.
a damn bungee cord because they're getting stretched and they're getting stretched and they're getting stretched, and now everybody's saying, "Well, that defense really isn't good." The defense is good, but they can't sustain going 40 and 50 minutes on the field and expect to win the ball game.
Exactly. And I guess Kale has somehow managed to watch you and Jason when I haven't been on there, because you both have said that what they need to do is simplify Jackson, or who's
Mhm.
ever simplify the plays.
Yeah,
Take 5 to 7 good plays that 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 and let's just put Jackson in there because he's starting quarterback.
yeah,
5 to 7 great things he does as a
yeah.
quarterback.
That's the one
And
thing that
Kale
you
and
always
Kale and
teach the quarterback.
yeah, and Kale said that he went as far as saying now that you've got Jackson's 5 to 7 things that he can do great at, go to Bill Bedenbaugh. Okay, Bill, what's 5 to 7 things that your offensive line can do
Hmm.
good,
Yeah.
and then build a game plan off of that. That I'm telling you, it was almost word for word like what you and Jason talked about here about a week or two ago.
I had a one of Jason's I think one of Jason's subscribers and everything email me. He was like, "Man, you really know detail of certain things." And I was like, "You're talking about 20 years of watching film, and it's it's like I can watch a play, and like what some people look at. I don't look at the outside. I don't look at what the receiver ran or what the quarterback ran. I look at, did the guard pull right? Did the tackle?
Hmm.
Did he bite down? Did he try to come around? Did he step forward? Did he step left? I look at those things because everybody always says it, but then when it comes to the game, they forget it. Everybody always
Right.
says the game is won where? In the
In the
trenches.
trenches.
But then we get to a real live game. All the receivers can't do this. The running backs ain't doing this. Well, shit. If the if the offensive line is not doing their job, and we've seen it, where
Hmm.
offensive guards are blocking the wrong guy, or they'll block down, and a defensive tackle comes off the line, and it's a loss. So
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure that Coach B and Joe John got together, and we might see a little bit more productive offense because if he's going to run Levy's, which Jason said that Levy said he vouched for Joe John, but
Yeah, he sure
BV
did.
but BV went with Seth. And if Joe John goes out there, man, and he's gelling, it's gonna make BV look real bad, man. That you had the answer to your woes, and you didn't start him, or you didn't trust him to do what he's supposed to do. So
Well, I
I'm
bet
hoping.
I had a live earlier today, this morning, mid morning, I guess,
Mhm.
and I said Saturday is going to tell you everything you need to know uh, about uh, not about the plays or anything, but
Yeah.
about Seth. I
Oh
guess I
yeah.
should.
Oh yeah. We're gonna find out if he was, and I don't want to use the word cancer. I don't want to use that
Yeah,
because I think Seth came in and he was dealt a bad hand because I never did believe in the co OCs. That I mean,
me either.
you got to have one person calling that play, and you can't second guess
I
that person. You
and
can't be subjective.
uh, uh, and while I'm listening to Kale on In the Weeds, he also said right, and Kale also said that there was 3 people trying to coach Jackson Arnold, and he said it only takes 1 quarterback coach to coach the quarterbacks. Not 2, not 3, not 4.
Well, I think they got it fixed now. If we got who we think we
I
got as the quarterbacks coach, and we got the I just, I think they're still trying to do this 2 OC thing,
Yeah,
and I wouldn't even say that. I mean, I think Jason said, yeah, they're still having someone as the co OC. Stop that shit. Just have an
yeah,
OC
Kevin Johnson.
because we already know at the end of the season we're gonna go find us a real OC.
Yeah,
We already know that we're gonna go find us a real
yeah,
OC. And it's unfortunate, man, that this was the team that everybody was waiting for. The
yeah,
defense showed their ass the first 4 game. Everybody was like, okay, Oklahoma really is ready for the SEC. Well, yeah, I agree with you, Jimmy. I think Johns will definitely help Arnold. We need a quarterbacks. That's one thing, man. I can't say anything bad about Lincoln. Is one, he was a quarterback.
uh-huh,
Two, Lincoln is, or I should say, I'm like Lincoln. Before every game, I'm watching film and I'm looking for gaps. I'm looking for things to exploit. So if the game comes and we can't move the ball like we normally do, I have a certain playbook that I'll pull out that I know that when they are in the 4-2-5 or 3-3-5, or if they're in the 4-4, or then the 4-4-1. I mean, I've seen some teams that then do a 4-4-1 with a spy, and I'm like, that is
Mm-hmm.
stupid as hell and everything. But you got to be ready for everything that people throw at you. And I think this Saturday we're going to be ready. I think that Joe John might come out here, man, and try to prove a point that he should have been OC from the beginning.
Yeah, he should have been a play caller.
Yeah.
And there again, I listened to Teddy the other day. As far as Ole Miss's offense goes, it's really not nothing we haven't seen before because Jeff Lebby and Joe John were there at Ole Miss. It's with a few plays here and there, it's still a lot like Lebby's offense he ran. So, but they do have them dang. They get vertical with you. They like that long. They like to go long on you, stretch
Yeah.
you vertical. And they said the running back, he's good, but he's not flashy. Or the thing that they're concerned about is Ole Miss's defense.
Yeah.
That front line Ole Miss has got.
Well, here's the thing. What offense, and Oklahoma don't have one, so I really can't say this with any confidence. What offense have they really faced that gave them something to worry about?
Who, Ole
E-
Miss?
yeah, even this team that they're going to, even OU, it's not going to be something that they're going to be worried about because this is
Mm-mm.
what's going to happen. They're going to come in here where OU's been struggling, and the national media is going to be like, well, OU can barely score points, and they're going to do this and that. And then if OU comes out rolling, oh shit, it's that
Mm-hmm.
it's that oh shit, or it's that oh shit syndrome. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
we didn't expect this OU. We expected the OU to come in here and try to make shit happen and this and that. I just think that it might be these guys notice things, man. These young guys that's in this locker room, man. They, you know, I don't know. I wanted to make sense and everything before I say something that I regret. I just think that
Right.
they're gonna come out there a little bit motivated, a little bit more juice in the tank than they did last week.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing, Coach, that I'm not being a Debbie Downer, but when I'm watching the first of that game against South Carolina, when OU comes running off on the field before kickoff, they didn't. You know how they're always flying around. They
They didn't
they
look like their
didn't.
normal selves.
No. Hey,
Yeah.
Stason Stegall, how you doing, buddy? But I'm I'm like you. I'm like you. It this is the week. This is the Saturday that I hope the national media gets to eat a gigantic turd sandwich.
Well, I don't know about a turd sandwich, but I think that everybody's expecting one thing, and they might get another.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see how
You
everything
know,
turns out.
I because right now I don't have a good relationship with the national media. I don't even watch Joe Cladd anymore. I don't watch Josh Pate. I don't watch any of those yahoos anymore. I had to put out a video early this morning on why historically OU will never be the next Nebraska. And I'm getting in my feels a little bit, Coach. I apologize. But I want basically what I want to see is some kind of run game.
Yes.
And that's another thing that Cale Gundy mentioned. Why have we not been running the edges when it's been working like I have been bitching about all season long? And you're wanting to run between the tackles. Now, running between the tackles in the SEC, that's a hard ask.
Well, not just in the SEC, anywhere. If you the whole object of the game is to what? Keep everything in the middle.
Exactly.
That goes back to Pee Wee, Junior, Pop Warner, is that you never allow anyone to get outside. But for
Right.
some reason, OU feels like they can run in between the tackles and the guards. There's no need to do that. We don't have the 230 and 40-pound running backs like we used to. We don't have Samaje. We don't have the Joe Mixons. We don't have, the Adrian Petersons. We don't have those backs no more.
Mm-mm.
We have the backs and everything that have that breakaway speed. So you want them to hit on the outside. And for some reason, some methodical reason, OU's been trying to hit the A and B gap and running right into a damn defensive tackle that ain't being blocked.
Mm-mm.
So I don't know. I don't know, Sooner Legend, man. I just think that we've been how they saying they've been throwing shit on the wall to see if it stick.
Yeah.
They've been trying some things, man, that we've never seen. So, and they ran stuff that even Levy didn't run. So maybe Seth did come in here with his own little play sheet of what he wanted to run and how he wanted to do things.
And I've heard, I see the chat going on. I heard there was some dysfunction in that offensive room, you know.
Man, when you in a 4-2-5, which a lot of teams have been playing against Oklahoma, because what a 4-2-5 does, it keeps everything in the middle of the field.
Right.
If I got somebody in the 4-2-5 and I got trips left, oh, I'm bubble screaming your ass to death
You dang
because
right.
there is nobody plays bump and run no more. The person that has the slot is 12 yards off. They're cheating the defensive end over to take away a quick slant. No
Right.
problem. But if you're 6 yards that way, I'm going to bubble screen your ass that way to make you cover so much ground that about time you get there, I got 4 or 5 yards. And there's nothing more depressing and nothing more crucial than 4 or 5 yards, nickel and dime in somebody's ass all the way down the field. That is a slow, methodical death for defense.
Exactly.
But
Exactly,
we
coach.
but we want the big play. We want the big. We're not used to doing that 13, 14, 15 drive play. We're not serious. We're not used to doing that. Even when
Mm-mm.
Lincoln was here, we want to score quick, score quick, score quick. The offense looks fancy to people now, and we haven't been privy to have a good defense. So we don't know what a good defense looks like. So now we do.
Right.
When was the last
Right.
time OU won a game that was even when they played Houston? When was the last time OU won a game? 16-12.
Oh, it's been forever.
You can say what you want to say about Houston. Houston got them dogs down there in Dallas Fort Worth.
They do.
And they might not be coached well, but talent is talent. So you can sit there and say that. I don't want to hear, well, it's Houston. Okay.
Yeah.
As
Exactly, coach.
that old man said, you're gonna fuck around and find out.
Yep. FAFO.
So excuse my language. I shouldn't be
Oh,
saying that on your podcast.
no,
I
coach.
shouldn't be saying that.
Hey, let me tell you something, coach. This is what I tell everybody that comes to my channel. This show has no filters.
Well, I just
And
don't like to let that side of me come out because I get kind of heated when the game is just so easy, man. This game that I love so well is just so easy, and they're making it hard. Is you have something that works, you'll run it, and it's proven that it works, and then you'll just stop running it. You
mm-hmm.
won't come back to it to save your life, and that's what I don't understand.
I know.
So
I don't either. And I agree with Kimberly Kay. I used to be a fan of RJ Young, but now he's like my nails on the chalkboard. I can't stomach him anymore.
well,
I,
when you guys got to realize this. Yes, he started with OU material, but when you get a job at Fox Sports and everything, you have to be your objective change. And that's
Mm-hmm.
why I never wanted to move up to the college ranks and everything, because my I affect kids at a younger age. So I'm the middle school, high school kind of coach, and that's
Yeah.
the only place I want to be, because I get tired of hearing, well, my kid is this, well, my kid is that. Your kids suck. And
Right.
I'm old school, so but you can't be that old school coach no more, because everybody's feelings get hurt. I remember back in the day when the coach tell you, take this dollar, go to the concession stand and get some popcorn and set your ass on the bench because you done for the whole day.
Yep.
Now you can't say that no more. You can't. So we're babying everyone, and I
Mm-hmm.
think that is also affecting the way some of these guys play. Is that I'm not going to baby a grown ass man. I'm not going to baby
Right.
you and give you what you want. And I think BV is not doing that. But I think in everything, man, that the way that this overall thing goes in sports is everybody, and RJ is just doing his job. It
Mm-hmm.
pains him to talk about OU the way it does. I'm pretty sure it does. It pains
Mm-hmm.
him. But he has to be objective and subjective, because he got a job to do, and he just can't cover
Yep.
Oklahoma. So I used to be a real big RJ fan myself, man. I used to always look for his podcast, man. Always be on, uh, you know, on YouTube, and he just got too big for himself. Now he talks about everything. So I
Yeah.
don't get mad at him.
Yeah. Uh, but another thing. Well, hello, Steve G. How you doing today, buddy? Uh,
Stephen G. It's not objectivity. It's just hate. When OU is winning, RJ's good. We lost one game. He questioned BB's tenure immediately. Yeah, yeah. He's a Tulsa guy. Yeah, he's a Tulsa guy. He got his master's at Oklahoma. So, but Kimberly K, I wouldn't even worry about RJ, because if OU was playing the way they were supposed to play, and if
you're
they were
right.
doing the thing they're supposed to do, there wouldn't be no hate.
Exactly.
There wouldn't be no hate. There wouldn't be no animosity. There wouldn't be no anything. But I do feel what you're saying. I do feel what you're saying, because I don't mind people like RJ saying it. It's just the people that don't know shit about football that jump on here and talk out the side of their ass. That's what bothers me. Because at least make a point. At least have
Yeah.
some knowledge of the game. Because I had a coach tell me, "Well, why do you do this?" Uh, that's just the way that we want to do things. Well, I think that's very what's the word he used? There's something. So I've said, so you're calling me near-minded. Well, coach, if that's where you want to take it, okay. That I mean that's your point. I mean that's your opinion. And like an asshole, everybody got one.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I went out there and spanked that ass and everything. And then after the ball game, I shook his hand and everything, and he was like, "Well, coach, I just think that you ran score up on me on purpose." I said, "Well, that's your opinion again, and everybody got like an asshole. Everybody got one."
Oh, and I need to give a shout out right now. Rest in peace to the Stoops family losing their mama yesterday. Day, kind of a you
Yeah, I
know.
told Jason them all that last night, man, when I was in his stream. Yeah, that's sad, man. Like I said, man, once my dad passed last year, man, it really changes a person.
It
It really makes
does.
it really makes you value family and conversations,
Right.
because don't get me wrong, my dad was an
Hang on a
ex-drill.
second. So keep
Yeah,
keep talking.
no, he was an ex-drill sergeant, man. He was real tough on me. Real tough on me, man. But when I look back over that, man, he made me a better man, made me a better person. So I commend him for that now. But when I was growing up, man, I could not stand that guy, man. I could not
Mm,
stand that guy. Can I tell you a story real
yeah.
quick?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then we'll
Go ahead, Coach.
no, we'll jump back
Go
on
ahead.
this. Uh every summer, my dad had me work with my uncle who had a roofing company. And they didn't have no
Oof.
elevators back then. They had them damn long ass.
Oof.
They had those long ass. what? What was that? What was that for?
Oh, roofing.
They had the
Oof.
long ladder, so I had to carry shingles.
Oh my God, bless you.
13 from 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. For 6 years, I carried shingles every single summer. There wasn't no playing with friends. There isn't no going to camps. There isn't nothing. But I made $300 a week back in the 80s. And that's good money back in those days. That's good money.
Oh yeah.
So I'm a 13-year-old kid and I bring my check home. And my dad was like, okay, water bill is this, cable bill is this, gas bill. I was like, huh? He said, yeah. He said, you're gonna pay half this bills. I was like, no, it's your job to take care of me. He said, no, sir, no, sir, no, sir. He's like, so he taught me how to do a checkbook. I would
Mhm.
deposit my money in and I would pay half the water, half the cable, half the electric, half uh the insurance. I would pay half the mortgage. I did all of that. And it taught me how to be dependent on myself.
Right.
Fast forward to graduation day. When I graduated, he handed me a checkbook. All those years I thought that I was paying half of everything. That money was going into my account.
Oh wow.
So for 6 years, my father took that money that I thought that I was paying bills on, but he taught me how to do dishes, do laundry, do dust and vacuuming, do an oil change, dust. I mean,
Mhm.
cut grass, edge, rake, bag. He taught me all that stuff. So when I graduated, he gave me a checkbook. And that checkbook, man, I had 42,000 in there.
Wow.
And he was like, this is your graduation present. Now you have a leg to stand on. So now you ain't got to worry about debt. You ain't got to worry about this and that. Here's your money, and this and it brought me to tears, man, because I hated this guy. I really hated this guy,
Mhm.
but I think that guy made me who I am today. To where I value that time that we had doing those things. So
Oh God, my daddy was my hero, you know. I'm the youngest out of there's 4 of us and I'm the youngest.
yeah,
And when I was coming up for about I guess about my first 6, 7 years, daddy was a truck driver. Owned his own
hmm
truck,
yeah,
uh gone a lot. But brother, when that big truck came home, I was dressing like my daddy, had my pearl snap shirt on, my little Brit blue jeans, my little lizard skin Justin boots. Me and dad, you know, I come from a real good family, you know, but
yeah.
still, uh, you know, nothing was given because you know how hot it gets in southeast Oklahoma.
Oh
And
hell
every
yeah.
summer I'd go to my grandparents down at Clayton, and there was a rancher down there. Never forget his name. His name was Billy Young.
hmm
And when I turned 14, he came down to grandma and grandpa's. He said, Joe, Clara, he said, Michael's 14 now. He needs to be working. Well, Billy, take him with you. Holy hell. I got worked like a sled dog in that hayfield, coach.
Man, uh well, and I hate saying this because it's not the proper term to use, but growing up where I was from, Spyro, they they
Hmm.
they they had the gypsies would do all of the roads.
Right.
They do all the asphalts and all the roads and all that. I did that shit for one day. Like, oh hell no. I can't do this. No, 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 no. Hell no. No, man.
Yeah.
So
Oh, go ahead, coach.
I value hard work, man, but then there are some jobs, man, that should be humane. And
Yeah,
asphalt and building roads is one of them.
right.
Steve O
And
said,
I tell you, and don't think for 1 minute when I worked for the Seabos over there at Tallahena Indian Hospital, laying that grass and sod. She,
oh yeah,
buddy, that's hard work. Oof. And
man,
Philip and Don,
Steve
boy,
O, yeah.
they cracked that whip.
Man, them my boys, man. I ain't seen them guys, man. if I would have graduated from there, man, I would love to go back to one of the class reunions, and I'm pretty sure that I could go because everybody still knows me and I know them. But man, it's just Sparrow, man, means so much to me, man, that that's one place that has had the most talent.
Yeah.
And Jesus Christ, man. Like I said, I don't know if you heard about the list I made, but it drove everybody crazy, man. I made a list of who I thought were the best football players, basketball players, uh, female track stars, and female basketball players. And I made a list, and man, it blew up to where it was over 1,000 views for that list that I made. And a lot of people were
Uh-huh.
getting upset and getting mad at me because they were like, "Well, how can you say that? And how can that person be on the list if that person is on the list?" And I'm like, dude, I said between the 80s and the 90s. Now, if your ass was born in the late 90s, tough titty, I didn't see you play. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But it's like you're punishing me because I didn't give you love. And it's just like we didn't see we didn't see the Selmans play. I didn't, but I heard about them. So if I say name the best defensive ends, name the best defense in Oklahoma history. If I don't mention them, man, people lose their freaking mind. You can't. I didn't see them. I'm going by what my list
You saw.
is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't
You're right. You're right,
doesn't mean
coach.
no disrespect. Don't mean no disrespect
Exactly.
whatsoever. So I'm just it just hurt my heart, man, because it was family that was down in me. I had some people that were like, "Well, who are you to make this list?" And then one of my cousin, who is the coach in Springdale, Arkansas, Greg Scott, he was like, "Hold on, hold on, hold on. Uh, Will can make that list because the 4x100 that record's still up.
Yeah.
The 4x4 the 4x400 that record still up." So there's some things, man, that I tell people. I've had the most points in a Sparrow game. I think still. I don't know if it's gone. I don't know if it's but I had like 54 points in one game. And so I don't say that to be saying this, but I'm saying just because I don't mention you doesn't mean that you're not good. It's just that in my era, we had the
Exactly.
Steels, the Schultz, the Walkers,
Oh God.
the Taylors, God, man, there's so many. The Eubanks, the
Yeah.
Chambers, the Scotts, the Burses. So they
Yeah.
even question Henry Burse, who is
What?
who is the Canadian football. He's in the Canadian Football Hall of Fame, and you're
Yeah.
questioning him as the best quarterback out of Spiral. Oh, you don't lost your damn mind.
Yeah.
So
Coach Kimberly has a question for you. You haven't been
okay,
on your pod lately. Busy? Family good?
no, I had my wisdom tooth pulled um Monday, and man, let me tell you, I have an angel and a wife, man. I've been so blessed, man, to have this woman in my life, man, because he takes care of my dumb ass, man. I was in pain all last week, and she's like, "Babe, why don't you just go to the doctor and just deal to get it taken out?" I mean, no, I don't want to create a damn bill. She said, "Babe, just just go get it taken care of. We have the money. Just go do it." No, no, no. I'll just put some ice. I'll just chew on some ice and put some Absol and all that on it and everything. I did that shit, man, for a week, man. And one day we went to bed, and I got out of bed, get in the bed, got out of bed, get in the bed, got out of bed, and she's like, "If you don't get your ass out of this bed and go make an appointment," it was the first time my wife ever told me she slapped shit on me. She said, "I'm slap shit out of you." But thank God I went in Monday and I got it pulled that Monday, man. And ever since then, man, I just told her, you know what? I'm gonna be a good husband and just start listening to your ass from now on, because whenever I don't, it's very painful.
Yeah.
It's very painful. I was in tears, man. I know Kimberly K. I was in tears. I was really hurting. So having the wisdom tooth pulled out, it hurt like hell. And so I'm just now starting to eat soft foods. Today she cooked me my first meal. I had pot roast with rice. So I'm good now. So yes. Yeah,
Steve
when you
Rolo,
came
thank
on Jason's pod the other day, his speech was slurred. Yeah, man. It ain't there yet, but I'm trying to get back. I'm trying to get back there to where I was.
and I tell you what, this happened, I want to say back in 2016, 27, 2016.
Can't
And
believe
I
that.
was working, I was driving for a, trucking company out of Amber, Oklahoma, which is in the Chickasha area, and we haul pipe. And I
Uh-huh.
had to take a load of pipe up to Vernal, Utah. Well, in between Amber, Oklahoma, and Vernal, Utah, I got an abscess tooth.
Ooh,
And I mean, my jaw was swollen out there.
damn.
But I think it was because Vernal's kind of in a high uh, altitude.
Hmm.
Because the minute I got down to sea level, that thing busted.
Yeah,
Oh God! But I tell you what, that I would rather get kicked in my groin than have an abscess tooth.
and that um, the doctor, the female doctor, excuse me, the female dentist. And like I said, my daughter is an orthodontist and everything, and she was like, "Dad, I'll do it." And I'm like, "Yeah, let's go ahead." So it's good to have someone in the family that does that and everything. But there was one lady in the office. She was like, "Well, now you know what. Now you know what giving birth feels like." I said, Actually, I don't." She said, "Well, the way that you're in pain right now is how we feel." I said, "Well, if you're in pain the way I was in pain, I feel bad for y'all, man. Because if that was the case, I would never have kids."
Me
'Cause
either.
that pain, man, look, that pain. Hey, so another man, I'm telling you, I was up all night.
Oh yeah, I understand,
I didn't
Coach.
sleep not one bit. I was up all night, man. And then I had to get up and go to work, man. And it's just a pain. I don't like to be uncomfortable. I don't,
Right.
like if something is stuck in my teeth and I ain't got no floss or no toothpick, it drives me crazy to where
Oh yeah.
I will go to a store and buy some, some floss to get it out. That's how bad I do not like things to irritate me. So stupid ass questions, stupid ass answers, stupid ass people that come on here and do things. That's why I get agitated, because it just rubbed me the wrong way. But to answer your question,
Yeah, Stephen.
um, I think it's AGB. Yeah, I have some hope for the offense this week.
Mm-hmm.
I really do.
I do too.
If now Joe John knows, okay, Seth is already gone. My ass is next.
Yeah.
If I can't turn this around, my ass is next. But uh, I think a lot of guys would love. I think a lot of guys think that Joe John should have been the play caller from the beginning, because
Yeah.
him and Levy are best friends,
Mm-hmm.
and he knows Levy's offense. So I'm thinking that he can run anything he wanted to run except that damn jet sweep.
Yeah.
If I see a damn jet sweep the first play, man, I'm just gonna turn the damn TV off. I'm not even gonna
Me
watch no
too.
more, man.
Me too.
So, but I'm glad, man, that some people are watching our shows, man, because a buddy of mine said the same thing. He said, "Man, you were right. If they can just find 5 or 6 plays that work, run that shit methodically until they stop it."
Yeah. Run it until they stop it.
So I've always been that way. If you can't stop it, I'm gonna run it. I'm gonna run it,
Exactly.
and then we used to always tell my quarterbacks, if I do this on the sideline, that means flip the play. That means flip it. So we run 32 dab, a 32 counter, and I do that flip, do 22 dive, 22 counter.
Mm-hmm.
I want it to be, I want the ball snapped so fast that they can't even process what's going on.
Hmm.
So yeah, we'll be all
You
right,
know,
man.
Coach, I wish that time travel was available and I could take technology with me, because I wish some of these younger Sooner fans could seen me when I was in my late teens, early 20s, how I could roll like the big with the podcasters now talking OU football. Buddy, I when it come to OU football, I could dissect the wishbone for you. I could tell you about the 5-2 defense, how it worked. I wished I could do that, coach, because this new stuff, X hook, Y drag, F trail, and
Yeah, yeah,
the pistol formation, the veer and shoot, all of it's
yeah.
confused. I mean, I'd like to take some time with you off air, and learn some terminology so I
Oh,
can
of
help
course.
it make sense to me.
Well, you ain't got to do. I mean, it. Okay, let me give you. Remember the play I sent you,
Yes, yes,
and that was my eighth grade team. All right.
really. That was
Yes,
your
that's my
eighth
eighth grade
grade.
team. Now, this is what I
Wow.
did. I did trips right. I did trips right, motion right, non-route on the backside.
Uh huh.
So when that guy, if you got trips left, I mean trips right, everybody's already shift.
Okay, I see it.
Then you send the back to the option side.
Oh,
Now what I'm doing is I'm seeing if that safety is going to move. If he don't move, I already got trips right, and I'm my running backs going in formation. If they don't move, I'm doing a bubble screen to my running back. He got three blockers.
right, right.
If
Okay,
he
I
does,
see.
if he does move, I got a non-route on the backside.
Oh,
Either
okay.
it's a either it's an incomplete touchdown. And what did you see? Touchdown.
Touchdown.
So I do things to set things up to see what you do. And if you don't do it, then I can run 4 or 5 plays off that.
I got you.
So let's go back to I got some more. I got some of this footage, man. I sent Jason to play. He said, man, he said, that shit works. We had a play called peanut butter. I shit you not. Peanut butter. And you know what it was?
What was it, Coach?
31 dive on silent. I'm
Simple
yelling,
play.
I'm yelling, peanut butter, peanut butter. Everybody's like, what the hell is peanut butter? And they snap the ball and we get 4 or 5 yards every time. They keep thinking peanut butter is a play. Peanut butter just means a silent count.
Uh huh.
That's it. Keep things
That.
simple. Keep
Oh
things
yeah.
simple, man.
Yeah,
Simple.
like we used to say in the army, keep it simple, stupid.
Man, look, that's why it pains me to see this offense. I was telling Jason, man, you know what? I would pay the university money to go be an offense coordinator for just one series. One series. That's all I want.
Yes.
One series.
Yep.
I can move the damn ball in one series
Mm-hmm.
because you got trips left. Pistol formation, which means the quarterback is behind the center and then the running back's behind the quarterback.
Right.
We do our bubble screens to the right and left to see. So if I got trips left and the corner, the free safety, and the strong safety are all 5 to 6 or 7 yards back, and I send a guy in motion, I send him in motion all the way past the line. So if I do hit a bubble screen to their running back, that defensive end has so much ground to make up. By the time he gets out there, that running back's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So those are things that we need to start taking advantage of. So I'm sorry.
I agree, Coach.
Like I said, but yeah, man, whenever you want to have a film session, man, or just get on anything, man, you got my email. I can send you some plays. I can send you terminology, man. Uh, It's just basic stuff, man. Basic stuff.
And I try to present my channel through a different scope, different lens,
Hmm.
because you got Jay from Unfair Sports, Jason, all these guys who can actually X and O's a game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to present it from what I see because I can't talk X's and O's, but
Okay.
I can tell you what's going on the field, and I'm smart enough to know you don't take a 230-pound tight end up against a 310-pound defensive end to get it to block him.
Yeah.
That's
Man.
I, I but
Hmm.
I just want to see some kind of consistency this weekend, Coach. I really do.
Yeah.
Can we
Yeah.
move the freaking chains? Can we keep those chains? And like you said, no, nothing pains a defensive team worse than getting dinked and dunked on the entire length of the field and
Yeah.
get 7 points. You
Yeah.
know, and then what that's going to do in turn,
Man, it'll.
it's going to give our defense it's going to fire up our defense on the side of the ball on the defensive side of the ball, and they're going to play reckless, and I mean reckless in a good way, meaning they're fixing to take your freaking head off.
Yeah. Well, we had a kid, man, that transferred out from where we were, and he knew the plays, so we had to switch it up a little bit. So you know how some people say Lucy, Lucy, which means left, Roger, Roger, which
Hmm.
means right.
Yep.
So I always told him, do the opposite of what I call. Do the opposite of what I call. So he's on the defense, talk about, I'm like, Roger, Roger. He's like, they're going right, they're going right. So they would shift.
Yeah.
We going left. So it's just things like that. It would be so nice to learn the X's and O's better. Coach, man, look, everybody's scared of the X's and O's. X's and O's really isn't it bad at all. There's 11 personnel, there's a 10 personnel, there's a 12 personnel. So the one, the one, the one in the 12 personnel is the running back.
Hmm.
The two in everything is the tight end.
Right.
So if it's 12 personnel, two tight ends. If it's 11 personnel, there's your quarterback with the two backs,
Right.
11 personnel. So
Hmm.
it's things like that. Everybody know what a Z, everybody know what the Y is, everybody know what the X is, everybody know what the S is. Those are your receiver spots and everything.
Right.
Most times the X and the Z is on the outside, the S and everything is on the inside. That's the slot.
Hmm. Right.
So it just the terminology, but it's still the same when you get them from high school to college. It's still the same.
Hmm.
But I think a lot of colleges are getting into this 31 dive, double screen, bubble right, all these long plays. Like I said, I gave my quarterbacks wristbands in the eighth and ninth grade. They were like, well, coach, they're not advanced like that. Oh, my boy's gonna be advanced because when they move to the next level, I coach for the next level. I don't coach for this year. I want my
Yeah.
guys to be prepared so next year when a coach gets them, they know what a crack block is. They know what a 12 personnel is. They know what 11 personnel is. They know what a GT counter is. Now, everybody know what a GT counter is, right? That's a guard and tackle.
Yeah.
They pull.
Yeah. Yeah. GT counter. Yeah.
So that's all it is, guys. I mean, everybody gets so terrified and scared of the X's and O's and everything, man. But all the X's and O's is to find a mix match in the defense. That's all it is.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
You're trying to exploit them, so to speak. You know,
Yeah.
and and but Coach, how do you how do you think Jackson is going to handle this? I heard he's handling this situation very well.
I think he's turned it better because now he's going back to a system that he already knew.
Hmm.
We forget that we hold him accountable for some bad plays that he just learned over the offseason.
Right.
Let's take him back. So now he's going back to the offense that he ran in high school. He's going back to the offense and everything that Levy ran for 2 years. And now he's been in this offense for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
He should be able to. He should
3.
be able to do. So he knows. Well, he ran it in high school. The same offense that Levy ran, they ran in his high school.
Yeah. Now
So
I've always had this back in my mind ever since Jackson got benched. I really
yeah.
never spoken about it publicly, but could you imagine if Jackson had his full complement of players with no injuries and
Oh,
our O line's doing some?
would you be undefeated?
People
I think
cannot
so.
sit there and
I think
tell
so.
me that Jackson wouldn't be lighting up the world right now.
Man, look, to have those receivers against Tennessee, we would have won that game
Yeah.
because we had. I mean, we had Burks, but that was it. And then they started double teaming Burks, and then there was no other. People don't know how important losing Farouk was.
Oh, I miss Farouk.
Nobody wants to say that. We rode his ass last year in that bowl game, but no one can sit here and say that he don't bleed crimson and cream. This dude is thinking about coming back. Well, he's already said he's coming back next year.
Yeah, he did.
Who does that?
Yeah.
You see, hold on, bro. JA is going to have an Arizona game with no turnovers for the rest of the. Well, here's the thing, man. That game in Arizona, who called that game?
Um, that would have been Levy.
Okay. Levy called that game. Now, are we sure that Levy called that game? Because Levy was already leaving.
Yeah.
From what I heard, and this is a hearsay. No, it wasn't Seth. This is just a hearsay that they said that Joe John was calling that game, but I doubt it. But somebody did say that. Now,
I
now, while the fumbles coach is that? I mean, for Jackson Arnold, while the fumbles coach, or yeah, Levy was gone. Yeah, I thought Levy was
yeah,
gone.
yeah, Levy was gone. I'm sorry.
It wasn't Seth because that was Levy's offense. I'm telling you, I heard it was Joe John. They just Garrett. They just said everybody, but that was Joe John.
Mm-hmm.
So if we get the same thing we got from that game, I think we'll be all right.
Yeah,
I think we'll be
exactly,
all
Coach.
right.
Boy, I tell you what, though, Coach, for the first time in a while, for some reason, I'm excited about this game Saturday. I don't know why.
Well, I'm glad
I
it's away from. I'm glad it's not at home. I'm glad it's on the road because on the road you play better because you ain't got to worry about sleeping in your own bed. You ain't got to worry about your mom and dad here or parents here or your girlfriend here. You're on the road, so it's business. It's not pleasure.
mm-hmm.
It's business. So I love playing on
Right.
the road. I love playing on the road because you play free on the road. Nobody
Mm,
expects you
yeah,
to win anyway. Purple said,
yeah.
I think it was Joe John with Seth input helping. No, it someone I can't give his name out because it really isn't a liable source. It was just somebody that said, hey, I know who called that game. I have I have family members that are on Clemson's team and who still associated with BV and the boys and family. And they was telling me that Joe John called that game from what they heard. Now, if Joe
Mm-hmm.
John did call that game and we still let Seth call offensive plays, that's a bad look on BV because if
Yeah.
Joe John did call the plays in that game, why didn't you let him take over calling the plays?
Mm-hmm. I agree, Coach.
Now that's
I
just
agree.
hearsay.
No.
That's just
Yeah.
hearsay. Normally I don't say hearsay because I want to at least be honest and I know for sure before I say it. But there have been rumblings out there that he did call that game.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, Coach, we've been going on for about an hour. It's 8 o'clock here, and I have got to get ready for the night. I
Got you, bud.
appreciate you taking your time out and visiting with us here at SLP. And
Well, I'm glad I'm a member now. I'm glad I'm a
yeah,
member now. So,
I'm glad to have you, Coach, and I want to have you on the show more if you don't mind.
hey, man, look, volleyball. I mean, I'm under the big dog at the Y. Pete's my
Yeah.
boss and everything, man, and we've been killing at the Y, man. Everything's up, and we're getting ready for this camp now. We get ready to have we get ready to introduce the all-star weekend in all of our basketball leagues, to where now we're
Hmm.
going to have the 3-point contest, the dunks contest, the skills challenge, and things like that. Then we're going to have each team have 2 of their best players come, and then we're going to have an all-star game. We're trying to change it to where everything is like an actual all-star weekend.
Oh,
So,
I got you.
so, but no, man. Whenever you need me, man. Whenever you need me, you got my email. But
I'm,
I'm gonna send you my number. I'm gonna text you my number and everything, and just all you gotta
okay,
do, man, just send me a text, man. Say, hey, coach, I'm jumping on.
okay.
I'll jump on, man. For you and Jason, I'll drop what I'm doing, man. I'll jump on, but
I appreciate that, Coach. Tell
no
everybody
problem.
where they can find you at, Coach.
Man, you can find me, man. It's on my YouTube, you at Coach Ricks. On my social media, man. I only got Twitter and Instagram, and what else I got? Everything is at Coach Ricks. Everything is at Coach Ricks and everything. I'll try to make it simple for everybody to find me. But no, man, we'll do this again, man. We'll definitely do this again. And whenever you want me on, man, just give me a call.
Yeah, and y'all can find me. I am on Instagram now. I'm not old anymore. Y'all can find me at Sooner Legend 65 on IG, and there's my Twitter handle underneath my name, Okie Cowboy 1969.
Man, you gotta
And you
change
can
that
find
Okie.
me.
You gotta change that. You gotta change that Okie, man. You gotta change that Okie, man. Oh, I was gonna show you something.
Oh, go ahead, Coach. Go ahead,
Remember, I
Coach.
told you that on my podcast we had an award ceremony. I got my awards for Coach Sportsmanship Award Fall 2024. So
Oh,
we
awesome, Coach.
I got that, man. Like I said, that meant a lot. But see, that came from all the
Yeah,
coaches in the district, man. That means more to me, man, than any victory, anything like that, man, because that's from coaches that have coached against me, coached with me, and that means a lot to me, man, because that means people seeing you in a different light and everything, man.
right.
So that's gonna always be good to me, man. But yeah, man, you have a wonderful night, man. And like I said,
You too, my brother.
I'll jump on whenever you want me to jump on. Kimberly K, Purple,
Purple
Jimmy,
Jimmy,
Garrett.
Stephen
Thank you so much,
G,
Kimberly K. Thank you so much. Who's on there? Who else is on here?
uh,
Mac.
Mac,
Let's
Comanche
see.
Sooner,
Yep, Comanche Sooners in here. Who else is in here?
Stephen G,
Yep.
Devo Rolo.
Wasn't there 2 Garretts in here, or was it just one?
Yeah, or just one.
Mars
I got
Gams
a,
in here.
yeah, Mars was in here. I got a lovely message just a while ago from Sooner and Southern Cal. He said, I just discovered this channel a few days ago and I love it.
There
Appreciate
you go,
that, guy.
man. There you go. There you go.
You want to
Hey,
see?
Garrett, that's so true. You can't teach integrity, man. I tell people that all the time, man. If you're a good person, that's why jumping on here with Sooner Legend, jumping on with Jason, I'll do whatever I can for anybody, man, because I don't want to be the only one shining. I want everybody
Yeah,
to shine. So when I shine,
that's
they
how I
shine.
am. I
So
don't look at this podcast world as a competition. I look at it as a brotherhood where we can come on, um, show our love for our Sooners,
yeah,
cuss them when they're bad.
man, I'm gonna cuss regardless.
I
so
am too.
so that's the way it is, man. But thank you guys, man, for having me on, man. I feel blessed, man. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I need 2 more subscribers to have 100, and that's my
Come on,
goal
let's
to
get Coach Ricks to
to
a
get
hundo.
2
Come on,
more,
y'all.
and I will appreciate it because I love doing this, man. I love communicating with you guys, man, but I love talking football, even if it's just the X's and O's, even if it's just giving someone explanation of how things go down. Yes, Jimmy, it's a family. Me, Jason, Mike, man, we all became a family in the last few months, man, but we all have the same integrity. We all have the same passion. We all have the same passion and heart for our OU Sooners, man. But we just like to always just chat, chop it up, and give the honest truth. That's
Hmm.
all it is. That's all it is. So
That's right.
thank you guys for having me, man. And whenever you want me on, brother, let me know.
I sure will, Coach. Guys,
All
y'all
right.
take care. We'll see you on the backside. This is the legend. Horns down, Boomer Sooner.
All right. Take care,
Take care.
guys, man.
Appreciate y'all.